Wow, this is getting a little bit extreme on me right now. I consumed a little bit of content. The latest thing that I consumed from YouTube, basically. I jumped from game theory into some random game jam. Game jam itself, like, just fucking blows my mind. Watching all these games from Gamers Toolkit channel. It seems that there was 700 games uploaded, and they all seem pretty badass. Obviously, if you're gonna get into any of them, you're gonna crash. The whole point about Game Jam is that people burn themselves, and there's a lot of passion behind making a new game. It's all good and well, but the story always suffers. In fact, right now I'm like really suffering. Holy shit, trying to piece another chapter to the story, and yet I deleted like 10 entries already. Once you establish a little bit of a momentum, you're just completely destroyed. Most of my projects already fucking got destroyed, and most of the time I feel the most fun of there's one way to do this, to fix this problem. You take another person's work and you throw away your own work to someone else. Not only, one of the things that I found as well is the chain effect of karma. Like Jake Paul got exposed by PewDiePie. Basically, he's saying like, oh, why he's not getting kicked out of his apartment. I got kicked out, and here it is. It just happened. So that's a very important thing to understand about YouTube, is that in the future you're gonna get this roast idea of roasting, get even more and more intense, where people will have to be exposed. And this is where we're working on. We're working on the chain to kind of complete itself, where a crazy person who makes something stupid will get an immediate response from other people, an exposure of their own personality, and that they have to work on it, that they are actually going into a very dangerous position. It's like so fucking crazy to just think about it. But then thinking about all this work that just goes to waste, like, it's so overwhelming to see the games. Some games get finished and all that crap, but the problem is that, okay, so let's say 99% of them completely evaporate. The games evaporate, but like, what's the point? I completely lost the point of programming for one of these reasons. I want to make sure that there is a platform like Minecraft. Minecraft was an amazing platform for me to kind of know that my stuff is not going to die off that quickly. The biggest problem is the platform itself, is the accessibility of. You see something, you can interact with it. That is the biggest problem right now, and this has to be solved. The accessibility. You cannot access your YouTubers, you cannot access your games, you cannot modify any of these things. You cannot interact with it. It is just not possible right now. So, I don't know. Can I fix that at some point? I definitely can create an environment where this is starting to get a fix. Like, this is an environment. I will respond, but at the same time, you're gonna have to deal with the same issues that I am dealing with, which is totally incredibly difficult when you try to do these things. This is one of the reasons people specialize and go one direction, because it's much easier to do that. But then you want to come back, you want to stop. It's way too challenging where you're starting to create more chaos than good in your life. This problem is overwhelming. This is why story time is a good deal to just kind of relax. This whole thing has to be positivity switch, re-fucking-lax. Like, a lot of people are trying to do these crazy awesome things. You would want to be a part of it. You would want to help them out. You want to create connections, save their games, all this cool stuff. But right now we need an engine, a proof that you can interact with them. A lot of people are getting exploited. A lot of people have to be exposed. So we have to burn things down until everything is interactable again. You can feel like being a part of something that never is going to die if we choose so. The fact that most of your work is going to go nowhere, that is a big problem, which I want to solve for myself, most definitely, which I try to do for a long time, and it has led me to think that engine is the only thing that I can do right now. Everything else is just going to fail, especially when I'm lazy enough to kind of miss out for a few opportunities as well. There's a lot of stuff to think about, and most of the work is already done. I actually know what I'm going to pursue for. Most importantly, if I already made the mental process of picking up a lot of games and kind of upgrading them, not just recreating or making my own kind of version of whatever. Like, I'm starting to process the video is just so heavy. The Toolkit Game Jam and the Game Jam idea itself is just people searching for opportunities. It's such a heavy idea. But even heavier is that other people have to take your work and then push forward, because your passion, your message is actually short and doesn't last long. Your passion doesn't last long. It's like the same thing with this storytelling. I kind of got into shitty territory at the same time. Also, at the same time, you can possibly start all over again. I guess this is what it is, right? Waiting for someone to pick up my idea and then work with it. But then what is the third step? Alright, like, someone picked up your idea. Let's say you make a game. Someone picked up your idea and turn it into something else. What do you do then? Can you come back or do you wait for yet another person to mess with the game? What is this supposed to be? Let me bring you guys into a confusion zone where I pause the video and I try to figure out what the fuck is going on. Actually, when when that happens, I can just simply tell the story. Right? If I'm confused, that's the story mode actually. Okay. Even though I did wanted to make these pauses, now I'm starting to understand something. Every video is like this passion trigger, and if I don't, and I have to push as much as possible for the insight to happen. And then once the insight is out, there's a set amount of time where the video can still last as an expectation. 18 minutes, guys. So I looked back into my past and the personalities that I have interacted with. There are 4 personalities. There are 7. The Team 7 also consists of 4 personalities. Sasuke being defensive, Kakashi being passive, Sakura being active, and Naruto being offensive. I'm trying to look into Naruto's, but whatever. These are personalities, right? Yeah, this is interesting. When you're trying to create an opinion, when you try to do these things, this is an insight. This is not a story. This is not where I can relax and just kind of tune in to what my past is about. So, but once I look into the past, I kind of trigger the future. I mean, the insights. The opinion is triggered by the story. So I can come back to the insight part. But at the same time, I'm not actually introducing what I'm talking about. I have to push my story towards where I am talking about a game jam. Ugh. Holy crap. Well, you can imagine, a lot of people make a bunch of games. And other people have ideas that they want to push the game forward, where the main creator is so fed up with the game that he doesn't see it. He just sees some barrier that he cannot go through, and someone else twists the game where the direction is kind of out of another person's personality. This is the roasting, right? This is where the roasting happens. This is the problem that passion has. Passion sees a direction most of the time. What you have to do to yourself, or let other people do to you, is bend your passion to look at different things. And I see people ignore that. People actually ignore that a lot. The passion to do a lot of different things. People specialize and ignore all of it. They start to move slower and slower, even though their work is amazing most of the times. And as long as they expose new ideas, they are valuable. But at some point, it just becomes some crazy shit that they do. Work doesn't become productive anymore. Just like a game theory video that I watched, it just doesn't seem like a thing that I care about. Yes, I got into a loop of Five Nights at Freddy's because it's the most simplest concept ever, but then Rick and Morty is something I'll never watch. Game of Thrones is something I'll watch. It's just, the theories caught me into a loop, and now I'm here watching unproductive garbage, and I scroll through the comments, nothing interesting, just commenting about subscribe to the channel part, where, yeah, I don't want to subscribe to the channel. It's what are you guys talking about? It's a Rick and Morty episode. Are you guys talking about that? Probably not. That's what I wanted to look into the comments to confirm, because most of the times I know what's happening. So I have to Get away from these motherfuckers doing amazing work and kind of fooling you into that this is what's up. But behind all of this amazing work, there is a lot of suffering involved and a lot of failure involved. It's just a spark, right? The passion itself. Just see, the thing is about this passion is that it tricks you into doing something great and tricking other people that this is great, but then it fades out real quickly and it just dies off. And if you try to continue it, it just turns into a blend of nothingness. I mean, it already fails, right? But it's the continuation of something that proves for what it is. Where people have to give up, have to prove to themselves that this is not a direction that you thought you're going to be going. And yet I have to prove that to myself as well, where passion doesn't just go one direction. I have to be basically tossed around. It's just like I knew how passion looks like. I make a Minecraft map where I play a little bit. I let other people to insert their own opinion to mess around with my map, with the way that I play Minecraft, and then I spawn back into the map and see like, oh shit, what is that? Oh, a lot of passion on this video. And over and over. See, the thing is, where the passion comes from is this compression of a lot of emotions as well. So when you see a lot of good quality content, this is it. This is bad. The fact that it's good, it is bad. And one of those things that in MatPat's video, there was this idea that I don't see anything bad about Rick and Morty, and like what's wrong with that? Starting to think that good isn't actually good. There's a lot bigger problem behind the good work that people do. I have recognized that a long time ago, because I was the creator. I was the failure. Alright guys, very important stuff to think about here. And I'll quickly do another one. Get the fuck out of here. Don't subscribe.